Good, thank you. Hey guys, I'm going to be starting my stream. For those that don't know, my name's Lucy. I'm a love astrologer, love tarotist, psychic medium specializing in love lives. If love readings, I do some career as well. If you want to book a reading, you can do so. My shop's open. And if you want to participate in the free yes and no, I will be doing that with dice casts this evening. Most popular by request are my crystal ball readings for free. When I start the stream, I like to always offer something. This time I'm doing dice readings that is yes and no for dice. They do not substitute full reads, but they do give you the clarity of what's valid of this phase in time. If you want predictions for the future, you can book a reading. You can go ahead and start your questions. I'm just letting the stream load a little bit. So just letting the stream load a little bit so that I can start the free yes and no. All right, here we go. So let's see. Okay, Laura, you're asking, should you open a lash business? All right. No. No. There was something that you left a while back, maybe 2 years ago or something. There was something that you were getting involved with where maybe you didn't think much of it, or maybe you just changed your tastes or direction. You know, there's kind of like a hot and cold. The lash business would not lift off the way that you would need. So just to let you know, if you have you know, any other questions regards, oh, okay, there's something else showing up. 1 second. I'm reading the cast. Okay. There's like a parent or someone close to you that for a while pushed a certain agenda on you, and that didn't work as well. There's like a parent or someone close to you that for a while pushed a certain agenda on you, and that didn't work as well. So there's been a lot of things where you, you know, you kind of like a sense of you don't know what direction to turn. So I understand that this seems lucrative. It is troublesome. So the next thing I wanted to tell you is, if you did want to find out what your destiny is, the answer is in your natal chart when you were born, so astrology. If you wanted to get an astrology reading, I would shed light on your destiny and your career, okay? But if not, the lash business, about 4 months in would be the big problem, okay? 4 months in. Thank you. All right, let's see. The next question. So I'm answering love or career. Anything else I'm not doing. You could book a reading for the things that I read on. If you have a court case coming up, a civil court case with, you know, anything with divorces or child support or anything like that, I am open for those kinds of reads. If you have love questions, love destiny, marriage proposals, things like that, I specialize in that. All right, Arabelle, will Ali contact you this month? I'm not going to do this month. I'm not going to place a timeline. I'm just going to ask if he's going to contact you. You know, it looks like you're looking for information on him. It looks like you're hunting to see like what you can tell or what you can monitor or what you can notice from afar. You know, it's normal that when a person crushes on someone or is really, really into someone, manifesting someone, you know, it's obvious that they'll try to look on, you know, online, or even, you know, even a little old school, driving around where they live, you know, whatever it is that shows like vigilance. But you're about to find something you don't want to find. Okay? Just to let you know. All right. Here we go. Angel, does Mila still love you? Reading the cast here. There's someone in the picture, or I should say there's someone about to be solidified in the picture. It's a work in progress. Okay. All right, let's see. Sharon, Connor told me to unblock him. Was it because he wants to reconcile? I'm not doubting you. It just sounds a little odd. How can a person tell you to unblock them when you have them blocked? It's weird, right? Like, how would they contact you? All right, let's see. Michelle, is Gio in love with you? No. And that's a very clear no. Goni's asking, what does that mean? What does what mean? Angelina, will I get a job this year and will you love it? Those are two separate questions. You get one for free. So I'll ask, will you get a job and very soon? I'm not doing a whole year with free yes and no. My future predictions with detail are in paid readings. But let's see. Will you get a job in the next 3 months? So it looks like you have something going on now. It looks like there's something that's going on. So if it's not working out or there's a problem with that, but it shows that you have something at this time. So I think you're trying to have an answer to a hypothetical future, which has to be done in a reading. Okay. Okay, let's see. Alyssa, will O text you? I don't do letters, but if you want to give me his sun sign or his rising, I doubt you know his rising, but I guess his sun sign is fine, or a nickname or something. I don't do letters. I don't like letters. I read too much for too many people every day all over the world, and letters are thrown at me, and I just have a distaste for alphabet soup. Okay, let's see. Mary Lou's, will Gianna and you get married? Not at this time. And there's also something in your love goals that can affect your finances, okay? Okay, let's see. Will Veronica come back to you? And this is by Gathiru. Will Veronica come back to you? Sometime this year, the answer is yes. But the thing is that it's a false yes. And I'll explain what I mean by false. You will speak. You will connect. But she seems unstable in her choices. So you can be taken through the loop. So the only way for me to advise and give clarity on, you know, how you should handle it, you got to book a reading. But don't bother now because she's not in the picture. do it when you're confused and you need clarity. All right. All right, will Omar text you? So this is for Alyssa. So there are two love connections that show in the energy for you. I understand the one that you're asking about. I'm going to answer that. Let's go to the Omar one first. There you are going to hear from this person. There is attraction, there is interest, but there is something overwhelming that this person is dealing with first, and it's regards to career and money. When a person is really blasted by stress and they're dealing with something that's draining them, they don't really have that get up and go to pursue love stuff, because people have to survive and money and stuff like that. So there's something going on where it feels very heavy. I do like the connection though. Now here, let me explain something else. I don't know your story, so if you and him are, let's say, hypothetically, geographically separate, and he has to arrange to visit you, this can also be an obstacle too. All I'm trying to tell you is this is something where it's a slow sit and wait, be patient. The connection is good, but it doesn't have wings yet, okay? And the preoccupation the person has with whatever they're doing is paramount, letting you know where you fit in the love goal, okay? The love focus. If you want someone very able to be available for you and to just plug in and just be at the level that you are right now, the speed level, this person isn't it because they're constrained by their situation. But I think you should give it some time, because I think the connection is good. But I'm going to tell you something else, FYI. This person does have a big set of issues. There's going to be something unpleasant that you have to deal with along with being with this person. I don't know what it could be, because this is just an energy check. Give you an idea. Maybe it's an addiction. Maybe it's a lot of debt. Maybe it's something that's an uncomfortable living situation. Maybe it's someone that's nosy that's embedded in his family that would always be a third wheel around. I don't know what the obstacle is, but dealing with Omar, there's going to be something heavy that you have to deal with to be with him. Now, there's someone else showing up love-wise in your reading. It looks like it's from the past. Maybe you're the one that left. And it just shows that someone is trying to be in the picture with them. And the only reason they're showing up is because they had a significant past with you. Okay? I hope that helped, Alyssa. Okay, let's see. Dina, is there any romance coming your way soon? Not soon. No. A lot of things in a lot of movement in your past, and a lot of things that didn't work out. There's a lot of energy there, but no, not new like you're asking like that. Clean slate, brand new, no. TJ, is your ex thinking about you? No. There were some things in the holidays that did, kind of like a small trigger of memory. There was something small there, but this person looks like they're ready to take the next step and move on. They've been unsure for a while. They've had a lot of issues, but it looks like this year they make progress. Okay. All right, let's see. Jaya, will you find love this year? Jaya, you ask a free question every night. Okay, I'm going to answer one last one, and after that, if you want to buy a reading, you can, and if not, then that's okay too. You can answer one last one, and after that, if you want to buy a reading, you can, and if not, then that's okay too. You can scroll to another place because I don't entertain loitering. Okay, I don't mind doing this for free, but I'm not going to be used because I'm a small business owner and I want my small business respected. Okay, will you find love this year for Jaya? All right, there is a love that does show up for you that, okay, there's three things here. There's three things. The first one is that you, okay, there's three things here. There's three things. The first one is that you, there is someone where you work, or maybe it's embedded in some way in which you work. So it can be a co-worker, it can be a boss, it can be someone that travels to where you work, it can be a consumer of whatever you sell. It's a person indirectly involved in the workspace, okay? So sometimes it could be a guy that delivers, I don't know, Amazon packages, you know, whatever. I'm just saying that there's this relation between your workspace or the way that you make income and this person. If it's online, then you have to understand what I'm saying to you. This can convert to digital space. Obviously, it's 2026. There is someone that likes you. I also see that there's something that you left behind that did, likes you, and it wasn't too long ago. So there's something that was let go of. That energy has not cleared from around you. I don't see something brand new right away or soon. What I see is things, energy sorting around you. So there's things that are just, the new page is not ready to be passed yet. Why? Energies that are still around you. In the normal way of doing things, you just let that burn off, continue and manifest and move on and live your life and hope for the best. And destiny will open its doors. Or if you are magic minded, this is when a person does love cleanses. I do help clients that are single. And or if you are magic minded, this is when a person does love cleanses. I do help clients that are single and want to meet somebody new and start sparks. I do help them with that magically. But you have to be magic minded and you have to understand about magic. If it scares you or it sounds weird, don't bother with it. It just makes things happen smoother and it aligns you with your destiny, okay, when I practice it. So, but if not, like I said, just wait and time itself will heal things, okay? All right, let's see. Makisha, will your next relationship be long-term? You have to ask that when you're in it, okay? Because if not, you're saying that you can cheat life with tarot cards. You have to live your life. You can know about a connection when you, finding out hypothetical future too much is disrespectful. Not to me or anything, because you didn't mean anything by it, but you're not playing God. You have to live your life. You have to arrive at a certain pace. It's like saying, if I go to school and I graduate, will I get a job in what I really want? Why don't you go to school first and work your ass off? And then get a really good GPA and then start asking where you're going to get hired, because then you've made something of yourself. If you're going to put yourself into finding a new relationship, work your ass off to connect to that amazing love energy. Give yourself to that partner that you really manifested and make sure there are no flags. Have your boundaries. Have good energy around you. Draw in love partnerships that suit you, not ones that drain you. Have what it takes to make sure that that person doesn't have flags and things that are going to hurt you in the future. Be strong about what you're looking for. honor what you request as a woman. And when you have really dated and put your effort into it and you have that love connection and you have options in your life, then you can ask whatever the hell you want, because then you've done the hard work. But you don't cheat life with pretending hypothetical questions. And whoever answers you, they are full of ass shit. Whoever the hell it is, tell them I said so in their face. Because that is the biggest crock of shit I've ever heard of online, is people answering questions just because a person wants to hear it. That's called being fake. Not you, but the person answering you like that. They don't know. They have no idea. No, everyone in the world would buy a pack of tarot cards and everybody would hit the lottery. It doesn't work that way. Now, one thing that is available to you, you have, when you're born, you do have love karmas, and you have a love destiny written in your natal chart. When you do that, you can pull up your natal chart, or you can have it, analyzed, and you can tell some of the marriages. You can tell some of the warnings. Sometimes people make wrong choices and throw away a love that's beautiful. Sometimes they jeopardize a love because of their choices. The warnings and the blessings are in your natal chart. You can see those things. Whoever answered that to you is fake. Unless an astrologer read your natal chart and they read your horoscope. If they read your horoscope, and then they would have to sit there for every month for the next 5 years. I doubt they did that, because if they did, you would have bought them a car. I doubt they worked 8 hours a day for an entire week to read your chart. I doubt it. I doubt it because I'm a professional astrologer for 30 years. I doubt they did that. They have to see the clock. They have to see when that's going to hit over your natal chart to see when a new relationship is going to be with the intention of commitment. They're full of shit. Go back and ask them a false question from a no, don't even play games. Be honest. How about this? Go back and ask them a question about a relative where you know what happened. And ask them a false question over the question, or ask them something vague. Go with something honest. You should always be honest. Being a lie can bite you in the ass. Be honest. That's the motto for life. Go and tell them a scenario that, like, for example, let's say that your mom just got hired. Okay, let's pretend that really happened. Go and ask them if your mom is going to get the job. Or ask them, should your mom change jobs? Or something like that. They have to identify in 2 minutes something that you didn't tell them that they hit the head on the nail. You know what I'm saying? Like, they have to identify. That's what I'm trying to tell you. Or something about yourself that just happened, and you want to ask a question but you don't want to give information. They have 2 minutes to identify your issue. They can do that. They're legit, but the person you're telling about is full of shit. Now, if it's free, I don't blame them for giving you a bullshit answer. Because there have been times where I'm on here for hours and I'll do yes and no. Well, I just go yes, no, yes, no. And I even tell people this isn't real. But when I give my effort, that's why people request crystal ball so much. These are legit because I'm giving you information that, you don't tell me. And when I do dice and stuff like that, obviously I'm not going to sit there for 8 minutes helping somebody for free if it's bullshit. It's real. But you got to learn. Stop telling people your information. And stop asking hypothetical questions. Okay, on a future that hasn't happened yet. All right, sweetheart. Sarah, will Caden propose this year? The intention may grow with that, because an entire year is a long time. You got to understand, most men that are in love propose within the first 6 months. If in 6 months he doesn't propose, now of course I'm not talking about a high school boyfriend. I'm talking about, this is appropriate to the apples to apples content and subject that I'm referring to. So a mature man and a mature woman, single, dating, in love. When the man is in love and he's ready to settle down, there's 6 months time period of success rate. And you don't have to take that from me. You can do your own research. Look at it through people that have done research for jewelry. You heard that tarot isn't for yes and no, but I understand it's for current energy. No, tarot is for whatever the hell you want it to be. Tarot is a tool. It's a piece of paper or a piece of card. Yeah. Psychics can absolutely get a legitimate yes or no. Absolutely. Just like a Ouija board or stones or bones or paper clips or whatever the hell they're reading. It is a tool. If they have abilities, it doesn't matter what they're using. Yes, you can definitely get real yes and no. If not, what are you doing? It is for communication. But I'm saying when people do free yes and no, they're either practicing and they don't know what they're doing. They just ordered cards on Amazon, or they are business owners like me who get tired of people using them. So, I don't blame a free yes and no for being bullshit. Sometimes that's fine. I don't care. I don't blame them. People are like parasites. They just want and they use. They don't do anything back. I don't blame them if it's free. Don't judge anybody. It's just that if it's paid and they're telling you yes on a hypothetical future, oh my God, run. So the answer is, I don't see that this person is ready to propose. However, there is interest. I think you should give it some time. I do like the energy. It feels genuine to me. Men have all different kinds of situations. Sometimes it's the economy, fear, I do like the interest. I do see that he's going to increase in interest and pursue. But as far as the proposal itself, I don't see that happening at this time. A year is a long time though. And there are some things that you can do to help the situation or ruin it. Because women sometimes don't understand the indirect role they have with proposal. Okay? So yeah, the only way I can read on what he's thinking is a mind read. Okay? And also to evaluate what are the things that, you could do to help the situation. Okay, so there are a lot of things without saying a word because you don't want to belittle yourself. But if there's behaviors that are pissing him off or stressing him or scaring him, I wouldn't know that unless I do a reading. That's what I do professionally. Okay, you and Sean reconnected again. Does the future include him in your life? Okay, so let's just look for Sean's intention with you. All right, here's where you're going to probably make sure you never step into my stream again. I'm going to annoy you with this one, okay? Just saying, I'm going to annoy you. This is about Sean. Here's the truth. He is ready for the real deal within himself as a man. I don't know if it was the holiday season. I don't know if he just became sensitive all of a sudden. It's a phase. I don't know. But there is genuinely something in him where he really wants love. He wants to have another half. I'm not saying he's running to get married. I'm saying that he's looking for somebody. He doesn't want to be alone. But it's not just because he doesn't want to be alone. It's because he wants to find that connection. He's very interested in you and always has been, as far as since you met. I don't know how long ago that was. It doesn't really matter. It just shows that there's a heavy... The way that you look on the outside is very appealing to him. You're very much his type. However, here's where you get mad, okay? I see that you can sabotage the connection. Not on purpose. I feel that you have a very realistic / cynical side to you. Sometimes Virgos have this. Sometimes Capricorn can have this. Sometimes Leos can have this. A very edgy, or sometimes Gemini, a very edgy way of thinking, like, yeah, right, you're putting me on, you jerk, I don't believe it, yeah, get out of here, yeah, when you prove it, yeah, why should I believe you, I don't think I should. So it's a very hard-edged, woman scorned, been through a lot, doesn't believe it anymore, very bitter, but like trying to be nice. There's this edge of, you're full of shit, I don't believe you. And what it does is it absolutely kills. It absolutely is, right through the heart. And I see that you could make him see what's sexy to a man once he finds a woman attractive, because there has to be the attraction. But one of the things that just keep them kind of like putty in a woman's hand is sweetness. They absolutely love sweetness. You can ask a guy, who I have tons of guy clients, you can ask them, would you rather be with a knockout female or a really pretty one who's not as number 10 as the other one, but she has 1,000 times the level of sweetness? And he will see the one that's not a 10, maybe an 8 or a 9, as a 12, because of her vibe, her swag, her inner sweetness that she has is what they adore. Another thing is, a man is attracted to the way a woman sees him, because that's the way that he feels inside. And it's beautiful to see himself reflected in her eyes. So if you see him as, you get impressed by him, you're like, wow, all of those things, he feels like $1 million. He feels like he's richer than anything in the world. Just like a woman, if a man treats her like absolutely very chivalrous, she's going to really appreciate that to the soul. And it's really the way a person's treated. So if you come off as, I don't believe you, I'm skeptical, I don't know, convince me kind of edge, he sees that and it tires. So I see that is this chance in the future that you could, okay, then convey it to him in the way that he understands. Because what I'm seeing here is a mismatch in communication. What is his sun sign? What is your sun sign? Don't worry about the big 6, the big 3, the rising. Don't worry about that. Just what's your zodiac sign? What's his zodiac sign? Okay. Pisces and Pisces at first are drawn to each other almost like magnets. Like magnets you can't even separate. That is the first. It's really unbelievable the way that Pisces to Pisces. In fact, every single Pisces at one point in their life will be attracted unbelievably, almost like glued to another Pisces in their love history. It just so happens, I guess that's your Pisces that you drew in. The problem with that is that later on, you can become disillusioned. And everything that you wrap your head around to want from him, it's almost like he makes you feel like he abandoned ship from what you were feeling. And he can feel the same thing. It's a connection that can wear each other out. I'm not saying gloom and doom. I'm just letting you know this is a very difficult thing to sustain heavily, because, they say the fire that burns very bright right away can burn out faster. And this is what I'm saying to you. But in this particular scenario, the warning that you're getting is that there's a behavior or a way of treating him that he might misunderstand. So remember that signs that are identical to each other, sun sign to sun sign, remember that it cancels out. Remember that they're not twins like they belong together. No, it's incompatibility is one of the highest, because two people cannot be the exact same energy at the exact same time. You need to have a balancing energy. So for example, Pisces, Libra. This is where your moon and his moon and your rising and his rising will play a very big role in the rest of that compatibility. Okay? All I'm saying to you is the matter at hand right now is that I'm saying to you is that the next warning, so instead of getting really complicated into the future, just right, the very next thing that I see is that you're going to behave in a way that makes him feel like there's like something missing, and he just feels disillusioned. Another thing to remind you is that Pisces female abandons. That's the truth of Pisces female. They abandon. Oh, I'm over it. Going to the next thing. No, I'm not into it anymore. I just changed my mood. Bye. I'm leaving. No, I'm over. I don't want to hang out with her anymore. She sucks. No, I don't like that anymore. I'm in a new phase now. Okay? And a Pisces male, the way on the receiving end, it's like, ouch. Pisces female can hurt a Pisces male feelings in that way. And then a Pisces male will kind of be vindictive and then leave her hanging later on. Oh, you wanted me? Oh, now sit and wait, because I don't know if I'm interested. So they play mind games. The female doesn't. She's just direct. Bye. I'm done. Over it. Okay? So just letting you know. Be aware, have good communication, be honest. Remember that Pisces to Pisces will feel everything between each other in your, face to face, but they'll say about half of what's truly supposed to be addressed. Good. That's a good thing. Let him know. Let him know in the right way. And remember, you're also susceptible to, bouts of obsession too. Oh my God. I want him to have my children. Oh my God, I love him. And then it's like, no, I'm over it. He's boring. Pisces does that. Pisces female is like, what? You were like so into him last week. What the hell? Oh, I don't know. He's just boring now. I'm just saying. It's like the fairy tale bubble burst. And now they're like, no, it's okay. Hey guys, give me 1 second. I do have some orders here. If you guys are waiting for a reading, let me know. Let me pull up my order list. So I have one from Makita. Yes? Did I say that right? I hope I said it right. If not, please correct me. Oh, okay. Thank you so much. It was nice meeting you, Jean. Let's see. Mikhail, right? Is that how I say it? Mikhail or Makita? Is that how you prefer? Okay, sweetheart. Okay, so this is a mind read. Let me make sure it's the mind read. If not, unless you got the love one. Let me just pull up your order, make sure it's the right one. I don't want to read the wrong reading. Okay, this one is a mind read. And who is it on? Who is the mind read on? No, I'll honor the one that you ordered. It's just I got to make sure the one. So this is the mind read on him or her. So is this a mind read on him or her? So all you have to do is tell me who the mind read is on. Okay, Gabe like Gabriella? Or Gabe like Gabrielle? It doesn't matter anyway. It's fine. You don't have to clarify. It doesn't matter. Okay. Gabriel. I just wanted to pronounce it right. Because some people say Gaby and some people say Gabe. Okay. That's fine. So what I'm going to do is have you be a little patient with me. I'm going to start the read, and this is roughly around 25 minutes. But I'm going to be quiet because I'm going to be doing, I don't know if, can you guys see? I'm going to try to fix the camera, this tripod, so you guys can see the table a little bit at least. But that way you don't have to stare at my silly forehead. But give me 1 second. Let me start this, and then I will explain what I'm finding, okay? So I'm gonna be saying things out loud. Give me a chance. Don't let me know any information, okay? Just hold any thought that you have. Give me a few minutes, and then once I start talking and stuff, you're more than welcome to, communicate with me if you choose to, okay? Or let me know, whatever. But at least let me say some things first on my own, okay? I like to see what comes up organically, all right, sweetheart? Oh, I need this. Hang on a minute. Okay, so it looks like you're unsure so far. What I'm seeing here is it looks like this is an energy check just on the couple. I'm going to get into some details with the tarot in a few minutes, okay? All right, this is telling me that so I'm wondering if he met your parents. I'm just thinking out loud, okay? I'm wondering if he met your parents because it shows like there's two people here that seem related. And it seems like they have a very clear opinion on him. It could also be that you met his parents. So it doesn't have to be parents. It can also be like the closest of friends or siblings or somebody that kind of has that like, I'll take care of you, I have your back kind of vibe. So parents sometimes fit that, but it can be anybody else that is very close to them or you. This is just showing me that there's been an impression made. This also shows that you are unsure about how to move forward with this. There's like a doubt. I see he's interested. Very much so. All right. And there's not only a doubt, but there's almost like a choice, like, should I do this? Should I do that? I'm unsure. All right, let's go ahead. Now, this mind read is going to focus on exactly what the reading says. His mind. It may bring up someone else, hopefully not. It may bring up thoughts about you. It may bring up something else in his life. We don't know what goes on in the mind of a person. But this is the thickest energy, so it's not like in tuning to his mind right now, because that would be a different type of ability, which I do, but it's not appropriate for love. It's appropriate for someone in an urgency. For example, a missing person or something like that. Or like, victim of theft or something like that. But in this particular situation, what I'm reading on is up until today. So the last 2-3 weeks up until today, highest level of thoughts. Thoughts have an energy, believe it or not. That's why evil eye is, if someone wishes, if you got a new car and they envy it and they wish it and wish it and wish it and then it happens, or a Birkin purse and it breaks and whatever, the envy, right? So thoughts have energy traces, okay? If not, we couldn't be able to read them. So this is what I'm looking for with him, and that's just to let you know that's what I'm doing. Okay. Very interesting. Very interesting. What is your, are you a water sign? I mean, sun, moon, or rising? Damn, you're good. Oh, you know what? I forgot to tell you to meet me on the where I do my streams. The letter Y, the letter T, the platform, the letter Y, the letter T. Because this one's so filtered. This one is so monitored. But that's okay. We'll stay here for now. Don't worry about it. But next time, I keep forgetting because I'm trying to, you know, do my readings over there because I can speak so freely. But that's okay. That's okay. Okay. All right. I'm almost finished with the reading. All right, here we go. Scorpio has one of the most interesting abilities of a zodiac sign. It's my favorite sign in the world is Scorpio. But anyway, not taking away from your reading, I'm not going to get into my astrology babble. I'll save that for my videos where I post content. But just let you know, Scorpio, you know, has this ability to know things, but the hard part is that Scorpio throws that away. It's sad. A lot of times you'll find that Scorpio finds they're born with this ability to pierce through bullshit like nobody else. They're not the only sign that can pierce through bullshit, but they are the ones that see it first, a mile away. But yet they doubt themselves every single time. And they have the answer before anybody else. Okay? And that's something that I hope you learn to trust your intuition from the beginning. Okay? From the beginning. Don't doubt yourself anymore the rest of your life when you feel that annoying voice. So here we go. This sounds like a very likable guy. This guy is into you. It is genuine. He does like you. He does want more. And the people around you, he's been able to charm. But there's something in you that just said, I don't know. You're right. Let me tell you why. First of all, the reading starts out with knowing that you know, which is interesting. So you're not only a Scorpio that has your natural, piercing ability, but you also are a Scorpio that was born with a higher intuition level, just to let you know. And that means that you need to work on it for yourself, for yourself. It does you no good to keep it in a drawer, you got to use it, So anyway, this also talks about someone who on the outside seems, first of all, there's this connection to something nautical. So I don't know if he works on a boat, or if he swims, or if he does something by the coast, or there's some involvement in a fishing area or swimming, or maybe he does oil rigs. There's something that is nautical. There's something with the ocean. There's something with the coast. I don't know how he's involved or what this has to do with him, but it comes in as like an identifier. So like say, okay, a person is a teacher. Okay, there's something with this identifier of this person being nautical. This also talks about a person in the middle of having to make a very big crossroad decision. So that is him, but it's also you. It's you with him. Like saying, do I believe in this and pursue this, or allow this to take hold of my life at this time, or do I not? And it seems like you have this determination, kind of like to start making a choice in your life. Like you don't want to sit there and just wonder and let it be. You're like, no. I need to know which way the wind's blowing. I need to know which direction to turn. I gotta have an answer. It's bothering me and I gotta have an answer. So this also shows up in the reading. It shows that you are aware that there's been something legal in his past. Maybe he has a record, or maybe he got popped for something, or there's been something that's very difficult that has been in his past. Maybe it's someone in his family or something. It's somewhere in some shape, in some form, there's something that has this kind of like Okay, so that's what that is. Juris meaning the jury. Okay, gotcha. Yeah, court, okay? But what you don't know is what you're not aware of. And this is what I'm going to tell you. What you're not aware of is that there's a situation coming where this is not closed. What the person is hiding from you is, and not on purpose, but this is something that you came to me for answers, so I'm going to tell you. What the person doesn't want to admit, because when I say, oh, he's hiding it, it just sounds so ugly. Sometimes people are scared. Sometimes people are terrified to, or sometimes people don't want to admit something because they're embarrassed or whatever. No judgment. But there's something that you just don't know, and I'm going to shed light on that. And I'm going to shed light on that. He does have a weakness to him that makes him vulnerable with perhaps mental health issues or something that is emotional, and there is an addiction problem, okay? There's also been some situations where he's been a bit of a trickster in his endeavors, all right? And the problem here is that there is, I can't say the whole word, but substances, if you understand what I'm saying to you. Puff the Magic Dragon, if you know what I mean. Because it's filtered so you can't say certain things. Do you understand what I'm saying? He has an issue with that? Okay, so that is, I don't think you want to get involved with something like that. That kind of lifestyle, that kind of path. That's the problem. That's why your intuition is bugging you where you don't really like it. Something just rubs you the wrong way. Like it sounds really nice and he's sweet and oh my God, and this is so cool. And then there's just something in the pit of your stomach that's telling you, I don't know. Well, the answer is don't go this direction. That's the hard part about getting readings from me. I'm not going to let you with a cliffhanger. I'm going to tell you something whether you like it or not. I just told you why. You're going to be into a life, I'm not saying this will exactly happen, but I'm giving you a concept, something to think about. You don't want to sit there with two babies, or one baby or whatever, even yourself, sitting there already married and in a situation where this multiplies in problems. You don't want to, it's not just about little kids or anything like that. It's also you as your life, the quality of your life. I'm just trying to tell you, think about it through. This is headed in a direction that it shouldn't be. All right? So I'm not trying to convince you, because one of the reasons that I have the number one rule in my stream when I read, I've been doing this 30 years. And one of the reasons that I tell people, let me tell you, is because when you walk out of this reading, you don't have to think you led me. You don't have to think you told me anything. I told you. I'm just trying to help you. The worst thing in the world is when you leave a reading and you don't know if you told the person half the stuff, and then you think, oh my God, am I making a decision because did I tell them? Did they tell me? Is this really true? Am I being led? Like, do I turn to the spiritual world? Like, oh my God, and this is a decision and I don't know what to do. This is driving me nuts. But what if nobody says anything to you? You see, so I'm just telling you, I already know what this is. So this is an addict, and this is a person that has an illness, and this is a person that has a criminal lifestyle, and this is a person that's not going to stop. Now, he's a good person, and he's very sweet, and he's very kind, and he's very loving, and he does mean honesty. He is into you, but you love you more. Now, if you were already in the situation and you had a family with him and you were already, 5 years in, and you're already 5 years in, I would say, okay, well, you made your bed. Now you got to be there for that person you love, But you're starting out. You have a whole life ahead of you. Why would you turn in this direction? Your own intuition is fighting it. So your head is telling you he's amazing. Your heart is telling you he's super sweet and matches you. And your gut feeling is saying, no, don't go this direction. So I'd have to say I agree with your gut feeling. Okay? So that's the reading. That is the mind read. Now the mind read, I'm going to add one more thing, because the mind read came in as him worried about these things. Okay, that's most of it. So I told you the mind read was going to be what takes up the most of his mental energy. He's very afraid and he's very terrified and he's having a very hard time. So instead of explaining those things on this space here, PLATFORMS, it's so censored, you got to spell everything. I didn't go that route because it would have been more of a darker reading, not fit for the stream. So I gave you where the relationship's going combined with what he's thinking, okay? And that's the reading. Thank you so much, sweetheart. Focus on a new direction for yourself, okay? Something that really, really gives you a much better life. All right, let's see. Kimberly, will James and you get engaged in marriage next year? Oh, let me do it like this. Hey guys, if I missed your question, let me know. If you ordered a reading from me, let me know as well so I can pull up your order. Thank you so much, Makita. Have a good one, sweetheart. It was nice meeting you. Okay. All right, sweetheart. Thank you. All right. So I said I was reading the one of Kimberly, right? Okay. So I'm doing free yes and no with dice. Will James and you get engaged for marriage in the next year? No. Men that are in love don't take a year to propose. Unless, unless there's a baby involved and there's a very, very unique situation. Men that fall in love do it within 6 months. Just saying. You wait after 6 months, it drops down to a 20% success rate. Okay, let's see. Bernadette, is it over between Sandra and you? No, but there's some trouble ahead. There's going to be something complicated with love and another person in the near future within 3 months. But no, it's not over. Let's see. GGP is asking, will you marry Chris? So that's not suitable for the stream. If you want to book astrology, I will definitely answer that and then more. But I can just ask if he sees you with wife intentions. So if he's in love with you to the marital level, his intention, Chris. Interesting. The problem that I see here is not the love connection, but the job with Chris. That's the problem that I see. Okay, I see that is the issue. Is the job and the money making and the money and the career or the strenuous vocation. That is what's going to be a problem in the connection, and is probably already one, but it's brewing. This is the kind of situation that either a person's married to their job, or it starts to become a problem because the schedule. There's something there. These are not full readings, but yeah, that's that. I answered your question. But then I also, I'm giving you something else that I see in there just to give you some extra stuff instead of just yes and no, and that's it. Okay, if you guys have a question, put it down. If I skipped it, I didn't mean to. I'm just a human, so if you want to spam, that's great, because that means I could find your question again. For people that are asking a free question every night, I don't do that. It's one per person, and if you want to book a reading, they're only $20, some are $25. Okay, Angie is asking, will he change if I give him another chance? Okay, so tell me who you're asking about. You could be dating several people, okay? Some people are on apps, having dinner with several. They're mingling with different people, so you need to let me know who I'm asking about. If it's a free reading, if it's a paid reading, you don't have to tell me jack shit, because that's my job to tell you everything. But if it's free, I want to know exactly what you want me to ask. I work smarter, not harder. Okay, Brooke, is Mukul going to ask you out on a date? Okay. There's 2 love interests here. There's 2 men that show up in this reading. Okay? This is Brooke. Okay, Brooke, give me 1 second. They are, okay, let me, there's 2 men showing up in this reading. The one that you're asking about is the one that you're asking about, I would say they are going to initiate with you. They are going to initiate conversation and continue to try to see you. But they have other things on their horizons as well. You're not their exclusive, dedicated focus. You are one of them. I'm not saying there's someone else. I'm saying that this person is unsure. That means they know about your whereabouts with the other person that is actually no longer in the picture, as it seems. So this is when you're trying to balance two things and they kind of know of each other. One seems out the door because it seems like there's no, I just explained it. I've just been explaining it this whole time. And this is free. This is taking of my time, which I don't owe anybody anything. Okay? So I'm just trying to tell you honestly, there's two connections. There's one that you're into, and there's one that there's a man that you were involved with that maybe you weren't interested. Maybe he asked you out 50 times and you just didn't want to. For whatever reason, this guy is suspicious that you might have another connection. Men are like wolves. They feel that right away. If you approach a good-looking man at a grocery store and you say hello and he says hello, and you feel with your woman meter that he is taken, but there's no evidence of him being taken, there's no ring or anything like that, but you kind of feel it, you can feel that, right? You don't have to be psychic to feel it. You have to be a woman to feel that. You have to like understand that unspoken language with attraction. You will feel it. And so do men. So if there's something that is, yeah. Okay. All right, sweetheart. Thank you so much. Okay. All right, guys, I do have a private reading to do. I will be back. If you have more questions, I'm happy to answer it. As long as it's not a free one every day, I'm good. I'm happy to answer your questions. That's why I'm here. I will be back. Thank you, guys.